How are you? As usual, I'm Karanja James, and I have something to share. Someone texted me, got into my inbox, and told me that you'd like for me to talk about the thing we call money. And most of people don't like about talking about money because they say it's God who gives money. Yes, those who believe. But also it said that God does not need fools. He said you give Caesar what belongs to Caesar. So when you talk about money, many people don't want to be part of it because it's a very delicate subject. And even I don't know, I wonder why the government does not teach it in school, though it's a medium of exchange worldwide. I wonder even why there is this emerging currencies, Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies. If I was in the government today, I would have introduced that subject as early as now, because it's happening. You cannot go away not mentioning cryptocurrency nowadays, because that's where we are going. But the government won't teach it. I don't know why, but it's still about money. If I was the Minister for Education, I will make sure that money is a subject, is taught as a subject in school, because it's the medium of exchange. I've used more than 20 years in school and campus in secondary. I've never come across a topic about money. Never. How to earn, how to make money. I've never gone in any class and I got such lecture. So it's a wide subject. Someone told me to talk about it. It's a wide subject, and I'm going to give my view. So it's about, you take the good thing that you can apply, those things that you cannot apply, leave them. So it's my way of understanding. For the last years I've been trying in the business. This is what I have. So many people ask, what can you see? What can you see here? Most people will say it's money, but it's not. Yeah, you think it's money, but it's not money. What you see or what you hold going to a shop or going to, it's just paper in ink. It's not money. It's just paper in ink. So in essence, in the real essence, and you have to get me right, in the real essence, money is a reward you receive for the service you render. Again I go, money is a reward that you receive for services you render. I hope you are okay there. It's the reward. In short, it is value, the value you get after serving other people. Are you together? In short, money is a working idea. So you get this idea, start working on it, get whatever you call commission, whatever, it's just a reward. It's what you get after serving others. So number one, when you think about money, you should not think about the paper in ink. First think about the service. I hope you are together. Make sure you are able to give services. Be sure to give services, because when you are giving services, then when you get the reward, so it's one thing, it's part of the full thing. So money does not start. So when you're thinking about money, it's about the service, you know. So if you want to get money, don't think about money. Like when a farmer is thinking about the harvest, he thinks about the harvest when he's planting, but in the middle, when he's starting, he's not focused about the harvest. He thinks about planting, plowing, sowing, fertilizer, applying all those kind of things, sprinkling and whatever. So he thinks about the money after he has sold. So the same case, when you want to think about money, first think about the service. So if you want to change the value that you're giving the market, look at what you're offering today, the services you're offering, you know, the service you're offering. So you have to look at the service that you're offering. And I believe, according to what I've read and what I've practiced, it's something that you can read and understand. If you can, I believe you're not born knowing how to drive a car. So if someone is doing something and he learned how to do it, you can still learn how to do that thing and be as he is or better than he is. So what we lack is exposure, but the moment you have a dream, you have a vision, you have a reason, it's easy to say, but it's easy to apply the actions, and the limiting factor of time is going to apply. So you have to understand everything and how it works. So as I said, you should understand either you're broke or poor. So being broke is a temporary issue, but being poor is a mental condition. So being broke is that you're broke because you have been doing something that's not giving result. But if you continue doing it, you believe it and you have the courage to know that's going to give you the result. So when you're ambitious and you have a plan and you have vision and you're doing something, you're just broke. You're not poor. And when you continue doing something, when you continue offering services to people, when you continue giving people what they want, it's written in the Bible that if you want to get what you want, you have to let people or give people what they want. It's about service. So selling phones, it's a good business. Selling land is a good business. Selling tissue is a good business, but you should know the size of the service you are rendering. So if you want more money, you should render more service or humongous services so that you can cover much money or you can get a bigger reward. So that's what I would say. And you have to start thinking about service. So don't start with the money. And when you want to make the money, it's like a season. There's a season for planting, there's a season for plowing, there is a season for everything. So there is a season for harvesting, and the season for harvesting is not the season for plowing. So you have to understand where the season you lie, which season you are into. So when you're thinking about the money is the end product, is a reward. You get reward after doing something. If you need a trophy, there is a cost to cover. You have to understand that. So when you want to have the season of harvesting in mind, first you have to put the inputs in the season of planting and plowing and sowing. So you cannot cheat the system. That's how it works. And that's why you find most people who gain lottery, after some years, 3, 4, 5 years, they go back to where they were before because they don't know the seasons of making money. So I would advise, know the season that you are into and just create the service. So if you don't have the service, there's something I read somewhere that you should be able to go to a person who is offering the service that you want. And actually the easiest faculty of business to get into is sales. So or just look for someone who's doing what you want, just go and give him services for free, but in return you learn. So if you go to a person who sells car, just go there, offer free services like 3 months, just survive, learn the process, learn how it's done, and it's going to be easier for you to get the service. So it's not easy, but I think it's something that we can do. So when you're thinking about maybe making money, first don't think the end process. Think of how you are going to serve others. In which way you can get a reward. Okay? In which way you can get a reward which is money. So the paper you're in the pocket, the figures you see in your M-Pesa, that's just figures. Value, which value, the more the expense, the value that you're giving, the more the expense the product you're giving or the service, the more the money you're going to make. I hope you understand. You find that all these big companies, some of them sell air, like the telecom companies like Safaricom, another big company, they just sell air, but this air they are selling, it's at a very high rate of variability, if there's something like that. So it is high variable. So if you want to make money, more money, look at the service that you are offering. That's all. Look at the service of offering, the value of the service, and the numbers. So if you solve 100 people's problem, the reward is relevant to that number. Input is relevant to output. So if you solve 1 million people's problem, or you offer your service to 1 million people, you are going to get a reward that is equivalent to what you're offering. And that's why you should be able to understand how business works. So if there is a field that you want to get into right now, as the year is starting, you should understand, I've been doing this for some time and this is the reward I get. So if I continue doing this, will I increase my reward? If it's a no, leave that job. Go and look for maybe an internship. I usually say that it's the best thing to do is to go offer your services for free for 3 to 6 months. If they don't employ you, there's something that you're doing wrong. And when you do that for free, make sure you learn. It's hard in living in town and paying your bills to go and do something for free, but I think it's the best thing that you can do. And the easiest things to get nowadays, it's just you are naive and you don't have courage, is sales business. In the sales business, network marketing, in a sales business, selling soap, selling anything. There's a book I read about Warren Buffett. He used to be a salesperson. Every company is looking for someone to move their products. And the great work where it is about sales, where they get money. Go and assist those people to make another sale, and you're going to get that money. So my advice is, just think about the money you want to make, and just know that the harvesting season, and leave that aside. Then ask yourself, which service am I going to offer today that's going to give me that reward? So start today with that business that you want to get into. If you want to be employed, if you want to run from a mentor, the exposure, go to that mentor, offer those services for free. In turn, you are going to learn, and from there, if they take some years, learn and start your own thing. So make sure you learn about how the money works. I'm not an expert in this thing, but I'm still trying. But I believe there is something 1 or 2 you can take from it about how to make money. And it's not easy. It's a hard step, but I think it's worth the call. And something maybe I would like to add. I've seen people who have known how to fly airplanes, to fly robots, to make robots, but they don't make money. So if you know that you don't have a mind of an entrepreneur, don't force yourself into it if you're employed, because there are people who make airplanes. There are people employed in big companies. There are people who work for the government. There are people who do big things, but they're employed and they're okay and they make their end meet. There are people who are business people. They know how to add value. If you are that kind of a person, this is a thing for you. If you know how to add value, if you know how to learn and you push yourself into it. So meaning that you can fly an airplane doesn't mean that you are an entrepreneur. So being an entrepreneur is someone who sees a problem and solves it. So you see a problem and you look for the solution, and in return you get a reward, you get money, you get a reward, in short. So it doesn't mean because you are working at a very good company you are an entrepreneur. So you have to understand that. So don't have that mindset because maybe I have flown on an airplane that entrepreneurship is easy. No. Make sure that you're easy to learn. Nowadays with internet, everything is on YouTube. So I believe we call ourselves the information era. Make sure you learn, keep yourself running. I can give more ideas as much as I have time but make sure you learn. Make sure you are able to learn those ideas. So in short, what I can say about money is think about the service. Think about the service. Know the season. Money is the end product. It's the harvesting season. You have to understand that. Get that clear in your mind. It's the harvesting season, and there is the planting season. There is the plowing season. There is the cultivating season. There is the watering season, and the final product, which is money. So money is not meant. It's said you cannot plant a maize seed today and in the evening you are making a harvest. It's a process. It's a process. Know the business you want to start, or the business you want to get into. Go and offer your free services. Be employed, learn, follow the process, and trust the process. Trust the process. If you thought it in your mind at the first time, it's going to take you out there. Because even right now, as you're watching this, you don't have, you are not sure that you're going to be there tomorrow, but what you do, the service you offer, the platform that you want to be into, if it's about giving product, know how the product goes, the process, and know that the money will come most likely at the end. So don't rush the process. It's not an easy process. Don't rush the process. To get commission, to get reward, to get money is not easy. Know where you are. You should understand the season. Are you in the season of planting? Most people that you see, they are living fresh lives. They have cars, they have big houses. That's the product of a big long process, and that's why every successful person has a story behind it. Every successful person has a story behind it. So it's not easy. It didn't just happen. It's not a miracle. They didn't go to church and pray and everything was delivered at their doorstep, and they got a log book, they got a title deed. No. There's a process. They have a story. And make sure you learn these stories, because they will teach you more about life, more about money. So trust the process. If what you're doing today is not satisfying, if you have done something for 4 years or 5 years and you are not yet satisfied, or you have not achieved your short-term and middle-term goals, or that thing does not come from the heart, leave that thing. Even if it's a job that's paying you 100,000 per month and it doesn't give you the happiness that you need. If you're employed today and in your mind you are an entrepreneur and you are not happy where you are, just leave that place. It doesn't mean that you are a fool coming out from 100,000 salary to starting a business. You know, it's better you earn 50,000 in business and you are free, you have the freedom and you are happy, than being someone's ass when you are being paid 200,000, 300,000, and you be terminated when the person who have given you the opportunity feels like. One thing about I love about the business, any business that you are doing, is your own boss. You'll fail when you don't apply the activity. But in a job, someone can wake up today in your boss and is not feeling happy about you, and it shows you the door. And I would not like to be disrespected in such a manner. That's why I like about business, because when I fail, I know it's me who is not doing the required activities, or it's my team who is failing me, or I'm the one who is failing the team. So if you give more results, you get. If you give more input, you get more output. So think about the business, offer the service. And there are very many services you can offer. You can offer services, you can offer products. What I'm doing right now, I'm offering a service, and you can start for free. And that's why this video is for free, because I want to market myself. And by the way, if you need me or my service, my number is somewhere below. Yeah, you can contact me and we can talk about business, but you have to understand how the business works. Make sure you're offering services or product. And you have to understand how the numbers play. If you know you are going to sell matchsticks. To make $1 million matchstick, earning maybe 1 bob per matchsticks, you need to make a sales of 1 million matchsticks, match boxes. In short, what I'm trying to say is, if you want to make 1 million shillings selling match boxes, and every match box is giving you 1 shillings, you have to sell 1 million match boxes to make that 1 million. And there's another person who, if you want to sell phones, if you, in any phone that you sell, your commission is 1,000, you have to sell 1,000 phones to get a commission of 1,000 so that you can make 1 million. So you have to understand the number. The more the value, the variable, the products or the service you're offering, the higher the value, then the lower the number. So if you want to sell cars, or let's say land, real estate, if you want to make 1 million, maybe you're selling a plot in Runda, you're a salesperson, you just need to make a sale of 1 plot and you make 1 million. So you have to understand numbers and the income or the reward. If you want to make 1 million Kenyan shillings, you can sell a real estate in Runda and you make 1 million. But there's another person who sells 1,000 phones and he makes 1,000 commission in each phone and he makes his own million. There's another guy who sells match boxes and he gets 1 shilling from each match box, but he sells 1 million match box in a day and he still makes his own million. So you have to understand which reward I'm going to get, which service, which problem am I going to solve so that I can make the money I want. And in the same case, you have to understand it's a process. So that person who started selling phones, he didn't start selling with 1,000. There's a process. In every case, there is a process. The process to get the reward. In any race, you never get a trophy for a race that you have not won. So you have to follow the process and win. So that's what I can say. So there is no business that is the best outside there. Any business can make you rich. Selling clothes, selling papers, selling iron boxes, selling beds, selling sofa sets, selling bulbs, selling cameras, selling phone, working online, selling cryptocurrency, advertising for other people, being in a matatu business. Any business can make you wealthy. But you have to understand the business that you want to, the business you believe in your heart that can make you that money you want. Adios.